But I had drove up the road probably 20 yards, and I had seen my dog laying in the middle of the gravel road that is public. I went to the top and had called the game warden, the cops. So we got after we called them, we drove back down to my dog where my dog was laying at. And I had stepped out of the truck, and once I stepped out of the truck, there was a guy on the side by side pulled behind us and was shining a light in my face. Well, he said, "Hey, you know you're on private property, right?" And I said, "No." I said, "No, I'm not on private property." I said, "This is a public roadway at 110%. I said, "The deputy's on the way, and they can tell you the same." Well, as I was sitting there talking to the guy, my buddy, he had jumped out of the truck and turned his light on and looked behind me. And when he looked behind me, he said, "Hey, what you back? What you back?" and jumped back in the truck. So I turned around, and when I turned around, there was a guy not even 5 foot from me sitting on his knees and had an AR pointing straight toward me and my other buddy that was there. And said,
Now, if I understand that, they basically had you in an ambush position,
right,
and the guy
correct,
was on his knees pointing an AR at you. And didn't you tell
correct.
me that they wanted to search you?
Correct, they did. The guy on the side by side, he was shining a light at us, and the one that had shot my dog that was pointing the gun at us was saying, "Hey, we need to search them. We need to search them, make sure they ain't got no guns on them." And the guy on the side by side, said, "No, it's okay. We don't need to search them." So he had left where my dog was shot and put his gun back in the house and come back down there. And then the cops showed up, and once the cops showed up, they weren't going to do nothing about it. They was 100%.
Local police.
Yeah, local police, Union County Sheriff Department.
And what town is the local police?
It's in Maynardville, Tennessee.
So Maynardville, Tennessee police showed up, and they weren't going to do anything at all with the guy.
No, they weren't going to charge him with nothing. They was just basically going to give him a slap on the wrist and just send it. And when they got there, they didn't even go to him and get his gun. They got my .22 rifle that was in my truck locked up. They got it first before they even went and talked to the guy.
So I got a question for you. Who called the game warden? Did the local police call the game warden out, or did you call the game warden out?
We did. We called the game warden.
Okay, something's not right there with the local police.
And I think that needs
a little closer look.
100%. But yeah, they didn't have nothing to do with it. They was just going to give him a slap on the wrist and say, "Hey, don't do it again." And I said I wasn't having it. So me and my dad, he was there. Well, he actually showed up after I called him, and we called the game warden. He said, "I'll be there in 15 minutes." Well, he showed up. He didn't say nary word to us. He said, "Where's the dog at?" And I said, "He's laying down there in the road right beside my truck." He went down there, looked at the dog, didn't do anything but walked right back to his truck, got his citation book out, went to the guy that shot my dog and wrote him with intentionally of shooting a hunting dog, and then took his gun.
Okay. Did you get your gun back?
I did. I got my gun right after I had to meet him across the hill away from the premises where the guy had lived or whatever. But I had to drive over the hill and wait for the cops to come and bring my gun back.
Okay. So I'm confused about them wanting to search you.
Yeah.
Why would they think that they had the authority to detain you at gunpoint and search you? I don't understand where they're coming from with that.
I don't either. I have no clue. They wasn't no off-duty cops, no undercover cops. They was just random people.
How do you know they weren't?
But the cops showed up and they even asked them about it, but they still didn't do anything about it. Which that's what I'm confused about. And but other than that, that's about all we know for sure right now.